We've got, the microphone can be stretched all the way to the back there. If anybody would like to participate in this, and please do.
Just one quick question, Jim. Thank you, by the way, for being here tonight. And thank you for the accolades. But tomorrow, the Senate will be voting on the casino.
Right.
Okay, and we do have the majority, by the way, to do that. And the $80 million, you're not going to see that until 2016.
That's right.
That's the problem.
Right. Right. And any insights on that vote?
I would say 18 will vote for it.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So, and there's no question.
It's versus the 15 cents. The 15 cent gas tax,
Yeah.
we're going to kill that in the Senate.
Great.
That's already
Did you hear what he just said? The 15 cents a gallon gas tax, the Republicans are going to kill it in the Senate. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm just wondering, can you tell us what the core values are of a Republican in your mind?
Absolutely. The Republican Party is about limited government, limited taxation, and unlimited opportunity. We are a good. We cannot have the last without the first two. They are intricately connected. You can't have one without the other. I cannot tell you how many times I've said this, how deeply I believe it. The United States of America is the greatest nation on earth. What an extraordinary privilege and blessing that we happen to be born in this nation of all the nations around the globe. And we are a great nation because we were born of the desire, the unfettered desire for freedom and opportunity. And it's the Republican Party that gives voice to that natural human desire and to the effort to fight to protect and defend it. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to get you, I promise. He keeps raising his hand. Either one of you, you both get the turn.
Okay. I'm wondering how the Republican House passed the 15 cents gas tax.
Well, the Republican House did not pass the 15% gas tax. We have 150 Republican votes in the House. It was the Democrats in the House who passed the gas tax. We just don't have enough Republicans in the House right now to stop that sort of thing, which is why it is so important, sir, that you go home and become a grassroots giver so that we have the resources we need to take the House back. We did have the House, and I'll tell you, I am firmly committed that at the end of the election cycle in 2014, we will take back the House. We will take back a lot of our seats in the Senate. I will not rest until we own the corner office and we return a responsible, principled Republican leadership to Concord. So, yes, ma'am.
I understood it that there was a motion on the floor to amend the gas tax, and that our own party leaders voted against that. So that brings me to, do you have any clout with our leaders that we represent to represent us in all of the bombardment of what is coming down the pike on the federal level, the state level, and our local level, to kind of bring our leaders back to our core beliefs and policies? Because I really feel that almost on a daily basis, as though we, as true Americans and patriots, and I love my country, and I was raised to love my country, and I have veterans in my family, and this is something that's near and dear to me, but I can't help but feeling that I'm under attack everywhere I turn. My Second Amendment rights, the right to work state didn't pass here. Our rights and our privileges and our freedoms are constantly under attack. And so I ask you, what clout do you have to help us to bring our leaders that we elect, who sell us out and vote in ways that we don't want them to vote? We vote for them thinking that they're gonna represent us, and then they sell us short. What can we, then we have to wait 2 years to get rid of them. To campaign against them, and in the meantime, the damage is done.
Well, first of all, let me point out that you have a lot more clout than I do when it comes to elected representatives. You're the voter, and I mean that seriously. I'm a huge believer in the process. I'm a huge believer in the system that we have in place. Primaries, general election, the voter having their voice. Where we're lacking is we're not getting enough of those voters out there, because I believe firmly that the values that you just expressed are held by the majority of the citizens and our neighbors in this state. So what we need to do is get out there, connect with them, and get them turned out on Election Day. Now, backing up from that, I wish I had clout with my own kids, much less with the folks in the State House. But here's what I can tell you about the vote that you're talking about, where I think that we were able to really have an influence. The gas tax, we only had 15 Republicans vote for that in the House. And I know that you listen to that, you say, oh my God, how could 15? I get that. But think about a few things. We won over 10 Democrats, so we had a little bit of a flip there. But more importantly, a week before that, the number of Republicans who were at least seriously considering voting for that tax was closer to 50. And so what we were able to do, what we made the conscious decision to do, was come out very strongly as a party under my name out of the state office, and we made several very strong public statements about where we stand as a party on the gas tax and why we stand there, and what our platform is and who we are as Republicans, and why this is it had a direct impact on the quality of life for our neighbors across the state. And by doing that, what I really believe is when we have a state party who is giving a strong voice, who is willing to be out there and put myself out there, that it gives cover to some of the folks in the House or the Senate who are on the fence, who might have you might have some constituents talking to them about taking a different position. I also know that some members of leadership in the House, including Gene Chandler, spent that week behind the scenes, very quietly, one by one, working very hard to move those Republicans to the right side of that vote. And those efforts combined had an impact. It was very effective. Now, if we had 100% votes on that tax, the outcome would have been the same. We simply don't have enough votes in the House to do what we want to do sometimes. But your voice is being heard. I'm very conscious, from my position as chairman, of making sure that I am the voice of what we stand for as the party. I can't get out there and make a statement on every single one of the bills that's going to pass through the House and the Senate before this session is over. But I am being very conscious about which bills and which issues we get involved in, because this is about getting Republicans elected. So by the time we hit election cycle, by the time we hit, August, September, October, November next year, we will have a clear message that we have laid out starting January 26th, moving forward, that when you vote Republican, you get fiscal responsibility, you get a lesser tax burden, you get people who will fight so that you don't have to pay an extra $3 every time you fill up your tank with gas. So I share your values, I share your passion, and I'm doing everything I can. I'm working as closely as possible with leadership in the House and Senate so that we can be as effective as possible, considering the numbers that we have.
Croc TV.